Hello, another live review then. I'm joined by my good friend, Joe the Corruptor, over in Buffalo, New York. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, but I'm actually a groomer. Let's get it right. Let's get it right, Kent. I mean, Craig.
Yeah. Well, I am in Kent Towers here, so yeah. So today we've umming and ahhing about doing a beer that obviously you can pretty much get, also seasonal. As you can see by the bottle cap, it's a beer from Victory, and this is their Winter Cheers. So I guess, I mean, you have to hold it up because my lighting is brilliant.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't know if it's not zooming in because my webcam is a piece of trash sometimes. So, but I mean, you can get the gist.
Yeah, so it's like a winter ale, or not winter ale, a wheat ale. Get it right, live. You can tell, 6.7%. So that's over here. That would be if they'd done it like double or imperial kind of wheat ales or wheat beers or hefts. That would be, I mean, over there, is that like a above average or?
For a wheat beer, yes. I mean, but us Americans, we like everything big, so it's like,
yeah,
never can have enough alcohol.
No, but I mean, I like the idea, but it's going to be, for me, quite interesting. Just because I don't think I've ever had a wheat beer that's been that strong before. Not particularly the favourable time of year for perhaps the style. I mean, in the summer months, I drink a lot more kind of wheat beers, that kind of thing. But yeah,
they're more of a summer spring crusher, you know, refreshing.
Yeah, but 6.7. I mean, if you crushed a few of these, you'd be you'd get half the lawn done, and that'd be it. Good night. but yeah,
you'd be doing the lawn the next day. You'd be finishing up.
Yeah, but so these guys are out of, let me try and pronounce this right, Downington, Pennsylvania. So on the East Coast, victorybeer.com is the website. All the information's down below, as much as I could find in the last half an hour anyway. So this beer was actually imported by James Clay. It's got a series of numbers at the bottom of the bottle, which I don't know what that's all about. Perhaps it's a Brewing Co, maybe. I have no idea how that works.
Do you have N2601? Because that's what I have.
It's literally a load of numbers. 0609173 just goes on and on.
Look on the side here.
Okay.
Craig, where right here it says "Enjoy by."
Oh right, yeah. Enjoy by 25th of September of 2018. 1645. It looks like a P or something.
Yeah, mine says enjoy by March 31st, 2018. I know for imported beers, you guys usually give like a year. This is probably a 6 months or so. So we probably got a similar batch.
Right, yeah. Close to it. So this is their, I guess you class this as a Christmas beer.
Yeah, you said winter. You said winter beer earlier, and you're like, "Oh, you know, get it together. What are you doing? It's live." It really is a winter beer. They release it for the winter season, for the holiday season. So
yeah, celebratory wheat ale, that's a first. I've never had that one before. But anyway, let's crack it open. And there's obviously in a 355ml bottle or 12 fluid ounce bottle. So I got my beer from. There's a place called Beers of Europe over here in the UK. My friend goes once a week and he's like, "Yeah, pick that up." So, where'd you get your beer from today?
Local Wegmans. They're pretty popular in the Northeast. It's a grocery store. I got a mixed 6-pack for $11. So can't really beat that, right? I'm using improper glassware, so it's a Victory glass, but it's the Golden Monkey glass. That's on me. No proper Victory glass.
It is on you. So let me just do this. So I'm using my local brewery, the Ramsgate Brewery, Gad's glass. So I thought I'd give them a shout out.
So I will say this. This is technically classified as a Hefeweizen, which I would just anticipate this being way cloudier than it is. It's actually quite
clear.
Quite clear, yeah.
I mean, at this stage, there is a little bit of sediment in the bottom of the bottle, I'd noticed, but
Yeah, same thing.
It's just a few specs. It's nothing too. It's going to do much to make it foggy or anything, but like some of them. I mean, there's a lot of little particles floating around in this.
Oh yeah, there is. Looks like, as a lot of people would say, fish food, right? Has the fish food vibe to it.
Yeah. Got a 1 finger, pure white frothy head, soapy bubbles.
Yep.
Yours looks a bit clear. Yours looks a little bit clearer.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pour. I'm going to actually throw a little bit more into it. I didn't get all of it. Let's see if it hazes up a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean,
not really, man. There's a ton of fish food now. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, great.
Aquarium ale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. It won't hurt you.
No, I'm going to. I'll leave it like that for now because I've got a fat nose, so I'll put that in there first.
Literally looks like a snow globe. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Appropriate considering the season.
I know it's a bit chilly over there, isn't it? By all accounts.
It's like minus 16 Celsius. Yes, it's cold.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the coldest night of the winter in the UK. But that's probably about -2. So
no, that's
we're probably about 0 for where I am because I'm right near the sea. So it's a lot warmer by the sea. So right, it's getting aroma then.
All right.
Okay. It's not as pungent as I was expecting it to be. I mean, the bottle's been out of the fridge for probably an hour or so, so I wanted to try and draw a few more aromas. But
considering I'm trying to warm it up, it's not cold. I'm like, oh!
Yeah. You don't need a fridge at the moment.
No. I can just open up my window. We're good to go.
Yeah.
No, I will say this. I'm getting a slight touch of like alcohol stringency on the nose, which is kind of surprising. I know it's 6.7. Nowadays, anything that's like under 8%, I can barely even tell anymore because they're so well made. But this one has a slight alcohol stringency. Aside from that, though, like your typical Hefeweizen, like a banana clovey thing going on, definitely spicy. Now they're saying they use whole cone Tettnang hops and Citra hops.
Citra, yeah.
I can't. I mean, maybe a little bit of like citrus and tropical fruit, but it's so dialed back and in the background that unless I knew it was in there, I wouldn't be really telling you, to be honest with you.
I mean, aroma-wise, though, it's not much different to a standard 4 or 5% Hefeweizen for me. It's not. No. It's not bolder in that regard. So I thought with the ABV being 6.7%, possibly they'd use a bit more of that kind of spicy kind of character, and just bold everything up that this beer is all about. But
yeah, it's just
I don't know. Not being a brewer, it's difficult for me to say.
Yeah, aside from that slight like alcohol stringency I got on the first sniff of it, yeah, I agree. I mean, it kind of just smells like your typical solid Hefeweizen. It has the banana, the clove, maybe a touch of bubblegum. Definitely the yeast is playing quite a bit of a role here. Yeah. I am, like I said, not disappointed, but kind of surprised that there is a little bit more of like the Citra hops. Again, I don't know if they're dry hopping it with Citra, where they're using it, how much they're using it, but I'm not really getting that. I'm getting more of just like a spicy floral banana clovey thing. So
sure, but yeah, it's still got an interesting aroma for me. But I suppose we will go for a taste.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. It's quite almost spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It's got more of a kind of a Belgian yeast quality to it.
Yeah, it does. And actually, I think the one thing that I'm noticing with the alcohol isn't the actual taste. There's no astringency in the taste. There's no actual character. There's no bird, nothing. Obviously, 6.7. We're not Chris from On the 10th, right? Shout out to him. It's actually giving it, I think, a bit more sweetness to it. Kind of getting like a candied banana type of thing going on, like a sweeter banana. I know banana's already sweet, but just like someone took a banana and like poured a little bit of like brown sugar on it or something. Yeah. I feel like the malts are playing the role there in the bigger ABV, but kind of like you said, it has a lot of spice to it. Definitely clove and whatever spice fits the bill here. Whatever you say, I don't think you're incorrect, right?
Yeah, it's almost maybe a touch of pepper. Not picking up too much at the moment on that kind of citra hop,
No.
or anything like that. Well, it's probably just so blended in together. It's difficult for it to punch above that banana and spice kind of job. So
I'm getting a little bit like a floral aspect to this one too, like almost like a honey vibe. Again, that could just be the sweetness, but yeah, I mean, it tastes like just a really well-made Hefeweizen. It's not blowing my socks off, but it's quite refreshing. The ABV being a little bigger is nice. I like the sweeter aspect to this one. The first time I ever heard them mention this beer was like, it had to be like 3 years ago, and I remember people were not upset, but questioning why they would put a Hefeweizen out for their winter seasonal. They're like, what is this? And,
oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of get it now drinking it. I'm like, okay, yes, it's refreshing and this would be great. Cool down after cutting the grass in the summertime or just enjoying it by poolside or whatever. But this also warms you up too at 6.7. And I can see you drinking a couple by the fireplace or whatever in the wintertime and just having a good time. So I don't think it was that bad of a call as a lot of people thought when they originally talked about it.
I mean, obviously with a lot of, especially over in the UK, probably the same. I haven't had too many Christmas beers from America, but it's with that real kind of almost spicy tone to it. It gives it that extra kind of, like you say, the Christmas ale kind of vibe to it. I never really thought about it before, obviously, because generally you drink them in the summer and it's like, yeah. And they're a lower ABV, of course, so that kind of pushes it up there. So
I agree. I was gonna say this is not watermarks. This is all fish food in here. It's like it's a snow globe, or it looks like fish food. It's ridiculous how much sediment's in there. And it didn't really cloud up. When you pour Hefeweizen in, you usually get the big cloud globulars, and it just looks cloudy. For me, it just is all fish food.
Yeah, this was it's very clear, for the style.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's got a swirling mass of goldfish food.
So pouring in the rest of the goldfish food, and actually, I usually get this whenever I pour in the yeast sediment from like a Belgian beer or a style like this. It smooths it out even more. It has like a nice creaminess to the mouthfeel now. Mm-hmm. And it's fantastic.
Definitely got that almost Belgian kind of Hefeweizen flavor.
It's kind of like a wit beer. They're Belgian wit beers, kind of more to that. Like I'm even picking up like a little bit of coriander. You could, like I said, coriander, clove, pepper. You're right, no matter what you say in this aspect of tasting this beer, because beer subjective, all that stuff we know. But whatever spice you're getting in, definitely has a big spice component to it. But I do like the sweeter, higher ABV in this one, because I think it's appropriate for the wintertime.
It's definitely got that edge. You can taste. It's quite a strong flavor.
Yeah.
It just kind of hangs around the palate a little bit more than probably a lower ABV beer of this style.
Yeah, and it's funny you said about the nose, like we were talking about how muted it was, subdued. That does not translate into taste. The taste is actually quite bold.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on, and they're all damn nice, actually.
Wish I'd got another one now. It's one of them beers.
Yeah.
Bit like
it's going down too easy.
The beer I reviewed yesterday, which will be coming up soon.
Was it the K9? The Flying Dog K9?
Yeah, wherever I put it. Whatever, doesn't matter. So that's coming up. So
hashtag can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's around somewhere. I've got a load of videos to upload, so I'm just getting through the last kind of few seasonal beers before the turn of year. They'll probably go into January a little bit, but I'm going to take a bit of a break in January. So
you heard it here, folks.
Only a little break. There'll be reviews, but it'll be kind of all scheduled. So, but I'll be taking a break. What other beers have you had from this brewery?
Way too many.
Yeah, I've had one or two. I've had, was it the I think it's your glass. It's on your glass.
Golden Monkey.
Yeah,
Golden Monkey triple.
I've had that. We get that in cans over here. I've probably had one or two more as well, but I can't remember what they are at the moment. But
I mean, there's been a lot of beers I've had from Victory over the years. I kind of lose track of. I mean, they're one of those breweries that have distributed to my area for a long time. Ever since I got back into craft beer in like 2009. So they've been here ever since I can remember. So I probably drank 20, 30 different beers from them. And they're a good brewery. They make good stuff. They're kind of one of those breweries, though, maybe kind of more old school. I mean, they're coming out with a lot of things that interest people nowadays, but they used to be like an upper echelon. Everyone loved Victory. They, in the Northeast, they were talked about as one of the best breweries, and now kind of, they don't have the hype beers and they don't make the hype styles that everyone loves. So they kind of get pooped on a little bit, but I think a lot of people, if they drank them for a long time, I think they still enjoy them to this day, and they do release enough new beers to keep most people interested. So, yeah,
I've had the just checking now the Headwaters Pale Ale.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think I've had that on tap. I've had that on tap a few times, and in can we get cans of that. I think Peter, who's watching, hello Peter, has reviewed.
Up, Peter?
He's reviewed that as well within the last 6 months, I think, off the top of my head.
Looking on Tapped, a couple of their classic is their Prima Pils, one of their classic beers, one of the classic American Pilsners that a lot of people enjoy, and then their Storm King, which is their Russian Imperial Stout that drinks more like a black IPA. If Paul from PA Brew News ends up watching this, which he probably will, he's one of those guys that's like, it needs 75 years to age. He's like Matt from Massive Beer Reviews, but just with this beer, because it does have a pretty big hoppiness to it, but they label it as Russian Imperial Stout, so it's kind of blurring the lines.
Yeah, we just get a few. I mean, we get this, obviously, the seasonal one, the Winter Cheers, and another. There's one or two that have made it into the supermarkets, a Vital IPA, which is very cheap. I think that's all I've had from these guys. So.
You guys get Dirt Wolf over there? That's another one of their popular IPAs.
I've not heard it, but it's not to say that we don't. I've just not seen it. But yeah, they're certainly getting into supermarkets. The Golden Monkey is in supermarkets along with the Vital IPA. They're the two main ones.
They have a variant on the Golden Monkey, White Monkey, that's aged in white wine barrels that apparently is pretty good. I've never had it. I've actually never seen it in the area, but I've always wanted to try it because
I'd like to try a fresh Golden Monkey. I had it and it was a little bit aged. It was all right. Yeah. But I'd like to have a fresher can. But
that's one of the beers from them that like is a classic staple of theirs. But I'm not a huge fan of triples in general. So it's one of those things where it's like it was solid, but like I mean, I get why it's a staple. It's a very well made beer, and I get why people enjoy it. But probably one of my least favorite of their like year round offerings.
So if you was doing a score then of this beer, I mean, firstly, style. Do you do style scores?
I know you don't.
I don't, but
I don't either.
No. Okay, we're just going to the actual.
Yeah, you're out of 10. Your channel's out of 10. I think I can do the math.
I do.
Sure, I don't know.
I do a conversion for Untapped as well. So.
I'd give it a 7.5. I was thinking 7.5, 8. I wouldn't quite get in the 8 range because I don't. I mean, I guess 7.5 would work for me. I think I'd have no problem buying this again. It's a damn good winter seasonal, despite the style being kind of weird for the season. But I think they make it work. The bigger ABV, it works well. I actually enjoy this probably more than I thought. I didn't have any preconceived notions going into this one because I don't have a lot of friends on tap or a lot of people that drink it and say, give me their opinion or I even see their opinion. So I was like, it's probably going to be okay. It's better than I expected, honestly. I think it's pretty damn good.
It surprised me, to be honest with you. I looked at the ABV for wow, that's a little bit out of my territory for the ABV wise. Let's see how this one goes. And then on the aroma, I was like, well, what have we got here? And then, bang, got one of those. So for me, I mean, it's best kind of type Hefeweizens, that I've had for the ABV. Obviously, I've not had that before, but I'd give this an 8. It's above average for the style, I think.
It is.
I don't think I've ever had a 9 in my earlier reviews, but now I don't think I'd ever have a 9 for this style, and this is probably the closest that it could get for my palate now, anyway.
And it blurs the lines too, like as stylistically, it's this beer. You go into it and you go, okay, this is a Hefeweizen, but it's also, like you said, it's not an Imperial Hefeweizen, but it's a bigger than the vast majority of Hefeweizens you naturally see and drink. So it's like 6.7. I had some concerns, like you said, going into this. I was just like, I don't know what to expect, and came out pretty damn good, I think. And it's stylistically, I don't know how do you place that, like a rating or how you feel, because I'd say 90% of the Hefeweizens are like sub 6%. So I don't know how you place that.
Yeah, so I mean, four caps out of 5 for Untapped. So I'm giving this, so that's an 8.
3.75.
If I was rating this on style, not that I normally do, but for this one I will. It's a 9.
I give it like 8.5. 8.5. It's up there.
Yeah, it's very nice. I don't know if I know Peter. He's not a lover of Hefeweizens that much. I think it's Hefeweizens. It might be Berlinerweissens. I don't know.
I don't think he's a huge fan of wheat beers in general.
I think it's wheat beers. He might like this one. He might not. I don't know. It's just one of them because it's slightly different. Because the ABV is, as I've said about 100 times, is a little bit more. It's got more of a kind of spicy kick to it. You might like it if you're watching, Peter.
Yeah, I feel compared to like a classic German style Hefeweizen, this is quite different. I think those are most of the times really heavy on the banana. And not quite as spicy, although some of them can be. This just seems to be spice leading the way with a big general sweetness, and I don't think you get that too often in Hefeweizen, at least from the ones that I've drank. So, but Peter's been in Germany for a long time. He's been killing them. He's been killing all the wheat beers. So be interested to hear his opinion.
I mean, the water quality may be better on the traditional Bavarian wheat beers or Hefeweizens, which probably be the only thing. But I think this makes up for it in the ABV and just a little bit more of that spiciness. Who knows? But yeah.
And over here, the price point plays a role too. For under $2, when an imported German Hefeweizen is usually in the $3 to $4 range, so half price, that helps too.
I can't remember how much I paid for this. I think it may have been under £2. It may be about $1.90.
Yeah, pretty good.
I was like, wow, that's impressive. And then I didn't realise the ABV until about an hour ago. I was like, okay then, even better. So. Anyway, so that is Victory Brewing Company. There you go. There's a
winter cheers. They're winter seasonal, a celebratory retail, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, it's a nice beer. It was available at Beers of Europe, so check the website out. I will eventually put that down below. And coming up in about 15 minutes, just under, go ahead and watch Rod J Beer Ventures. He's live. It'll be their Beer Flow show for their, they do the weekly one. So this is their Flowing Pints Award show. So check out the 4 panelists on that in about 10 minutes-ish. That's coming up in a minute. So
we're paying royalties to you guys, by the way.
I know, it's fine. It's all beers that's going to be sent, so that's why I have to do it. So it's fine. But yeah. So thanks for joining me, Joe.
Thanks for inviting me. Appreciate it. It's a good time.
Yeah, no doubt I'll be chatting to you in a moment.
Yeah, if you're chatting me, that's
yeah, not chatting you, but yeah.
no, please.
Please
You want to chat me?
Yeah.
Please.
Time to go. Anyway, thanks for joining. If you're looking at this after live show, thank you for watching. Please comment down below if you've had this beer before. Check out my American craft beer playlist that's down below, and my Christmas beer playlist. All the other information, all the playlists, all the information for this brewery is down below. How the brewery, description of what happened, how it started, and all that kind of thing, and all the vitals for this beer.
But not their IPA.
No.
What a terrible pun! I apologize so bad.
Yeah. So, puns aside, let's go. Thanks for watching. See you on the next review.
Goodbye.